Hello everyone, we welcome you all to watch this fantastic video by our Christites. Hearty congratulations to our budding Christites of Christ School Kengeri to develop the cognitive skills in science world. Christ School had organized an online competition for 8th grade students. Congratulations to Master Milan Paul Jos, Miss Smriti S and Miss Himansi Sharma.
Hello everyone, I'm Milan. In this video, we are going to talk about how electricity works. Do you know how a bulb glows when we turn its switch on? Well, let's find out. We'll be talking about it later in this presentation. For understanding electricity, we need to know about atoms. What is an atom? Atom is the smallest particle of matter. We all are made up of atoms. An atom is made up of 3 subatomic particles that are protons, neutrons and electrons. In the center of an atom we have nucleus. Protons and neutrons are present inside it. Surrounding the nucleus we have electrons revolving in their shells. It is similar to how a planet orbits the sun, except that the electrons move almost at the speed of light. The number of electrons, protons and neutrons in an atom tells us which material it is. There is a limit for the number of electrons in each shell. Now, some materials hold electrons tightly while some don't. The outermost shell in an atom is known as valence shell. Here, in some materials, electrons are loose that can move from one atom to another. These atoms which can pass electron are called conductors. Mostly all metals are conductors. And the atoms that cannot pass electrons are called insulators, like plastic or glass. Now that we know the structure of an atom, let's see how it is related to electricity. If you see the atoms in a copper cable, we see that the electrons move from one atom to another in random direction. Now, when we connect a power source to it, we see that the power source will force the electrons to move in one direction. This flow of electrons through a conductor is called electricity. This is also referred to as dynamic electricity. We will get energy from this, which can be converted into other types of energies such as heat energy, light energy, which in turn is used in our day-to-day lives. Another type of electricity is known as static electricity. Normally in nature, an atom is neutral. When we rub substances, depending on the material, electrons will jump from one material to another due to friction. In this case, the atoms that gain electron will be negatively charged and the atoms that loses electron will be positively charged. When we bring any of this material in contact with a neutral substance, the electron will jump from the material and neutralize each other. Now this electron discharge which neutralizes the atoms is known as static electricity. Now let's take an example of a human. Have you ever tried to rub your feet on a carpet and suddenly touch the doorknob? You might feel a shock. This is because your body, when rubbed in a carpet, loses electrons due to friction. And when you touch the doorknob, electrons jump from the doorknob to your body to neutralize each other. As we mentioned before, dynamic electricity is used in day-to-day life. For the transfer and control of this energy, we use electric circuits. An electric circuit is a path in which the electrons flow from a power source. Apart from the power source, an electric circuit can include switches, resistors, etc. to control electricity and reach the load, which consumes the energy. Consider a bulb is connected to a power source with a wire. The bulb glows if the path from the power source to the bulb is continuous. That is, it does not have a break in the circuit. If there is a break, the bulb would not glow because the electrons have no path to travel. When the circuit is broken, it is referred to as open circuit. When the circuit is complete, it is called closed circuit. Now, we will go back to the question we asked first. When we switch on a bulb, the electricity flows through a wire and reaches the bulb. There, it will be converted into light energy. Thus, we get light from the bulb. So, hope you like this video. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Smriti, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make invisible ink and science. The things that you need are a bowl, a spoon, a slice of lemon, a earbud, a candle in a matchbox, a glass of water, and a plain white paper. First, we need to take the lemon and squeeze out its entire contents. And then you need to dilute it using water. Just a few drops. Mix it well. And now take the earbud and dip it in the lemon juice. And write a secret message on your paper. Now we wait for the paper to completely dry. So when the paper has completely dried, light the candle and place the paper above it and wait for it to get burnt a little. This might take some time. So after some time of holding the paper to the candle, we can see that the message is clearly visible. I have written hi. This is the science behind this experiment. Lemon juice is slightly acidic. So when it comes in contact with a heat source like a 100-watt light bulb or an iron or a candle flame, the acid turns a different color and the message is clearly visible. There is an element called carbon in lemon juice. So when this carbon comes in contact with air, the acid turns light or dark brown in color. This process is called as oxidation. There are alternatives for lemon juice such as milk and vinegar. This is Smriti. Thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, this is me Himansi here, and this is my science experiment, and the topic I have chosen is surface tension.
Welcome to my science experiment. Surface tension. Surface tension is the tendency of liquid surfaces to shrink into the minimum surface area possible because of relatively high attraction of molecules through each other through a web of hydrogen bonds. Water has higher surface tension than other liquids.